professional astrologer, psychic, medium, shaman, seer, volleyball player, and today I'm going to be doing a astrology reading for May 4th, 2025. I'm very excited to be doing this reading for you today. If you're interested in the products that I sell, those in the description box down below. Check out my social media, okay? And let's get right into your reading. Okay, you do not have to be any specific astrological sign to resonate with this reading. Remember, it is a reading for the future. So a lot of these things may have not happened yet, okay? Some of these things are happening for you. Remember, due to everybody having a different astrological chart, a lot of these things are happening for people at different times, okay? For different reasons, right? And everything happens for a reason. So let's get right into your reading. It's May 4th, 2025. There's a lot happening on this specific day, okay? First off, it's May. What's so important about May? May is the month of renewal, the month of growth and fertility. A feeling of God's grace acquiring for you whatever your strength cannot. And that's pretty powerful. It is the month of Virgin Mary. It is also Taurus season, okay? So Taurus representing, self-worth, self-value, and recognizing one's own worth, okay? Also the physical reality. It's also gonna be correlated with, of course, it being the 5th month. You could be a priest, a bishop, a shaman. You could be someone who owns a spiritual business. Okay, and it will be known worldwide. There will be more of a focus towards spirituality. If you work in spirituality, there will be more of a focus of people drawn towards learning more about spirituality, coming for guidance, okay? And if you do any of those specific occupations, I see you giving very good and sound advice, giving guidance that does bring joy to others' lives. And that's really amazing. I'm really happy to see so many people raising the vibration of the collective. It's pretty phenomenal. You could also be consulting a priest, a bishop, a shaman, or a spiritual business, right? Or seeking some kind of guidance. If you are, will be regarding your joy, your children, if you have animals or regarding animals. It could also be about your confidence or confidence in general. Okay. Now, there's also a seeking of stability during this time. It's got the vibration of the number 4. So you could also be seeing 333 a lot, which also means Christ consciousness. It is going to be on a Sunday for many of you as you're watching this reading. And that means that you could be someone who has a strong faith connected to Christianity, right? 333 usually represents the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. You could also be recognizing that there's a lot of hard work that you either want to apply or that you have been applying, okay? And you're also seeing that there's different stages of life. Where are you in your life? Okay, because that's also the vibration of the number 4. Really looking at your growth, really seeking to feel grounded, right, in your life structure. And really recognizing where are you complete and where are you whole. And where would you want to maybe feel more complete or more whole, right, in your life. You could also be seeing 444 a lot as well. There is a strong focus of practicality, discipline, organization, and focus on achieving your goals, okay? It is an acknowledgement of God's creation, an appreciation for what's been given to us, and also a feeling of divine order, that everything is happening in the order that it's meant to. You will be recognizing more the physical world and your relationship towards the physical world. Now, if you're in masculine energy and you're single, you'll be taking on more responsibility in your family. Okay. Now, if you're in masculine energy in a relationship, you'll be feeling like you want to take on more responsibility in the relationship and take on the feminine energy as a responsibility, like you feel responsible for the feminine energy. There's also a feeling of leadership. Some of you guys could also be starting your own businesses. You could own your own business. You could be becoming a father, becoming a grandfather, okay? There's also, some of you guys could be getting married, okay? Or some of you are married, right? Now, during this time, there's also focus on transportation. There's a focus on emotional trauma. How, because, you know, the fourth house is also connected to emotional trauma. There's a focus on how the women in your family view happiness. And how do they mother children? Now, regarding your mother, you learn how to love yourself from your mother. You learn how to set healthy boundaries from your father. So there's also recognition of how do the women in your family take care of themselves? How do they mother themselves? How do they mother their children? And how do you mother yourself? Is it connected? And how do you want to mother the next generation? Do you want to mother in the next generation? Do you want to mother the next generation, right? There is a feeling of confidence in one's emotions. There's emotional and theatrical expression, as well as a need for joy in the home. And also a lot of gratitude and appreciation for the joy that you find in your home, okay? You're also looking at the animals in your home. If you have animals in the home, if you want to have animals in the home, right? And what do they add to the home, right? And really truly appreciating their presence. There's also a genuine positive emotion that is stemming from feeling safe. Safety to express one's inner child. And you're looking at, is the family happy? Is your family happy? Are you happy in your family or with your family? Do you feel safe with your family? Safe to feel joy with your family? Do you feel safe to feel joy? If not, why? And if so, how will you do things different for the future generation? Do you want to? Looking at your upbringing and identifying, when did you feel joy? Why? And I want you right now to think, okay, when is the last time that you felt joy? When's the last time you felt happy? And is it connected? You're going to be looking at, was your mother happy? Is your mother happy? Was the women in your family happy? And are the women in your family happy now? And you're looking at, how does this impact how you express your emotions and how you experience happiness and joy? Because everything is a learned behavior. On this specific day, we are having our first quarter moon in Leo at 14 degrees and 21 minutes. It's at 9:51 a.m. wherever you are in the world. Now, it is a first quarter moon, okay? So during this time, it's all going to be about action, okay? There's a spark in the air for people to want to take action. It's time to make decisions, and it's time to look at your progress, okay? How much progress have you made in whatever it is that you've been putting your action towards, okay? There is an increase of determination for you to move forward in your life. Because the moon, right, rules what? The water. And our body is made of predominantly water. We are ruled by the moon. Now, because some of us have specific placements that are connected to the moon, it impacts us a little bit more than others, right? So, of course, if you want, to have your chart looked at, you can always look at it yourself, or you can have a professional astrologer look at it. I'm always available to look at your astrological chart. But during this time, it will bring a time of balance in your life. That's the type of impact that this first quarter moon will have in Leo, okay? If you have a moon in Leo, you will be very much so impacted by this astrological event, okay? If you have Cancer, Leo, Pisces, Sagittarius, or Ophiuchus in your astrological chart. And of course, Ophiuchus are born from November 30th to December 18th. But there is also a feeling of perseverance during this time. There will be obstacles that arise as well that you will overcome. During this time, do not hesitate. You will feel impatient. You will feel like you just want to act or do things quickly without thought or without any care. Okay, you'll feel very active during this time. There could even be frustration in terms of your goals and aspirations, especially if they haven't come into fruition, okay? So you could be sensitive during this time to difficulties. If you're in a relationship, you'll be reevaluating your emotions in your relationships and communicate and make an effort to try new things together. Now, the moon will also be 90 degrees to 135 degrees from the sun during this time. Now, you could be a spiritual teacher. You could be going to a spiritual teacher, okay? There is a recognition of you wanting emotional and spiritual depth in your relationships, okay? That's extremely important to you. And you could be feeling a little bit more alone, a little bit more isolated during this time. You could be spending time in prayer. You could also be working in philosophy, spirituality, psychology, travel, religion, nursing. You could be a doctor for some of you guys. You could work in medicine for some of you, or healing of some kind or some form. For many of you, you also work with your significant other at work. You're very sexually active with your significant other if you have one. Many of you guys will also be feeling like this is a soulmate, like you guys are best friends and lovers. And if you're married and one of you passes away, the other partner will not remarry. Okay. A deceased loved one is watching over you. Could be a deceased colleague, schoolmate, sibling, or friend, but they are looking over you and your love life. Okay. Wanting the best for you. And if you are single, you will choose a lover who is also single, okay? During this time, you are willing to learn new things, especially if it's regarding psychology, religion, or spirituality, philosophy. If you do have a significant other, you and your significant other are opposites. And you guys learn how to love yourselves more because of it, essentially. And you guys bring out the best in one another. During this time, there is a need for patience, okay? You could also be abstaining from alcohol for some of you. That's also the vibration of that specific degree. Now, there could also have been, for some of you, there could have also been difficulty in childhood, abuse, foster care, abandonment, primarily by the father, or a parent is deceased, okay? Now, a 30-year cycle is over, okay? Now, these are things that you could be currently experiencing or things you've already experienced, okay? But a 30-year cycle is over and a new chapter is beginning, okay? For some of you guys, you could be at a distance in a relationship, like in a long-distance relationship, or you could be with someone who's from a different ethnicity or a different place in the world, okay? Some of you guys could be seen on the World Wide Web, okay? You guys could be very well traveled. And if you do have a significant other, they do see you as the whole wide world, okay? Many of you guys are open to learning new things during this time. You'll be able to pick up hidden meanings and connect with a higher consciousness. You'll be able to see things that you probably weren't able to see before. And this is a time of spiritual growth and self-discovery. A period where you'll be able to discover more about who you are and where do you want to go. You'll also be feeling a drive to make a difference in the world. This vibration will make you want to act, okay? There could be challenges in terms of balancing emotions and dealing with the external pressures. The solution essentially is to do a lot of self-care and have discernment, okay? And through that, you'll be able to have a lot of illumination. Many of you could be feeling a lot more charismatic. There could be a lot more magnetism that you're experiencing, as well as humanitarianism. You may really want to help, okay? This specific day carries the energy of the psychic master, the master among men, okay? And it is the devout supporter of humankind. It's also about being the messenger of the universe. You know, what type of message do you want to send out to the universe? A period of transcendence, an end of a cycle, and a new phase of life. You could be feeling a lot more empathetic, understanding, you know, desire to help and serve others. Like you want to be enlightened, right? Seeking enlightenment, having that pursuit of wisdom and divine grace, recognition of your spiritual gifts. And there's also a completion of God's work during this time. There's a lot of compassion, a lot of risk-taking, and deep emotions being felt. New adventures being experienced, a lot of selflessness that you'll become more aware of, and generosity. The generous are blessed always. At 11:27 a.m., Pluto goes retrograde. This will last for 5 to 6 months, meaning that this specific energy will be something that you could be experiencing for the complete 5 to 6 months. You could be experiencing on and off during those 5 to 6 months. The point is that from this astrological reading, you'll be aware and thus be able to make better decisions. So, you know, because you're now aware of what could potentially happen, right? And why that is, what type of energies are going on right now. Now, with Pluto going retrograde at 3 degrees in Aquarius at 49 minutes, retrograde, we have a period of reflection, okay? You will be reassessing your mindset and your belief and your relationship with power, control, personal growth. You'll be looking at your own personal shadow sides, the taboo. What is it that you do behind closed doors that you enjoy doing so much, but you would never, ever, ever want anyone to know about it? Because it's oh so scandalous. That is something that you'll be looking at. You will face the parts of your personality that you don't really like, okay? Focusing on power and desire. How much are you motivated by a need for recognition, money, and authority? So also being the master architect, whatever vision it is that you have, you will thus create. Recognizing that you're very, very powerful. You will face the darker sides of what you want, and there will be a purging. So remember, this is, of course, Scorpio. It is the 8th house. Turn that sideways. It is the infinity sign, right? So Scorpio has experienced the most pain, okay, out of all the zodiacs. And it's no surprise, Scorpio represents, you know, death, transformation, rebirth. It can also represent experiencing the most painful things ever in order to thus recognize the good after that. It's almost like you wouldn't be able to. It's like if you get cut and you're like, oh my God, that really hurt. Oh my goodness, right? Whoa. And as it heals, right, you begin to really appreciate the skin and your arm and the way that it looked before it was cut. You begin to appreciate that you have an arm at all, right? Because it got cut and you're like, oh my gosh, I recognize that I'm human. I recognize I'm capable of being hurt, right? It is no different than that. There is a feeling of you wouldn't be able to appreciate the good if you didn't experience the bad. You wouldn't even know what the good was if you didn't experience the bad. You wouldn't even know how good the good was, right? Had you not experienced the bad. You wouldn't have been able to get to the good had you not went through the bad and learned from the bad, right? You'll be looking at the traits about you you don't like, and you will be able to work on improving them because you acknowledge them. You will revisit old hurts and hang-ups because Pluto will shed light on the darkest desires of your experiences. While Uranus breaks, Pluto destroys. This specific retrograde will be very closely connected to death, abuse, control, meaningless loss, and the resulting existential crises. Pluto in Aquarius retrograde is also about your technology may break. You may change your technological devices, friends, groups you associate with, social circles, breaking away from your previous beliefs on power. There will also be a change in power during this time. A transformation of the military, the internet, the fraternities, sororities, groups, the LGBTQ plus community, astrologers, outcasts. There will be a recognition of how powerful astrology actually is as well during this time, with Aquarius representing the astrologers' astrology. Astrology and astrologers will be creating an internal change in society to embrace one's uniqueness and individuality. For that is the true power. Not acceptance from others of your truth, but courageously living in your truth, whether it is approved of or not. You could also be signing a contract during this time. There's also very good karma you'll be experiencing. You could also be experiencing something legal, and it will go in your favor. There is a seeking of balance during this time. Now, you'll also be feeling like the master visionary, like you finally know what is it that you want to create and manifest in this world. There will be a heightened spiritual insight and an increased intuition. The ability to bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual realms. This is a spiritual awakening. A strong connection to your higher self. A sense of purpose. You could also work in the esoteric or the occult or the morgue. Some of you guys be doctors, nurses. Some of you guys work with finances, taxes, loans, assets, other people's money, animals, the mind, sports. Some of you guys work with prisons, institutions, asylums, spirituality, hospitals, churches. There will be a change in what you think and say. You could change colleagues, schoolmates, siblings, friends. Some of you guys could be pregnant. Also, some of you guys could be mothers. If you are a mother, you're a very good mother. Some of you guys could also have children. If you don't have children and you are a woman or, feminine energy, then you own a business that you treat like a baby and you're very successful. Many of you are also drop dead gorgeous. Many of you are married or getting married. I don't know if you can hear Roco Polka. He's right here. He's knocked out. One of my twin pit bull terrier dogs. He's knocked out. Yeah, many of you are well taken care of and highly successful. You take very good care of yourself. There's a lot of self-care that you put into yourself. You're glowing, okay? And you're surrounded by a lot of pretty things. Many of you guys work in beauty or nature, cooking, baking, literature, money, the legal field, law, makeup, clothes, hair, dance, music, the arts, photography, videography, painting, relationships, sales, communications, transportation, or neighborhoods. You will feel compelled to take action, and you will find out shortly how your actions affect those close to you. Through trial and error. Now, anything started around the new moon, which was in Taurus, April 27, will face its first obstacles. Now, with the actual chart of also like what is also going on around these two astrological events, you have Uranus being sextile, the ascendant, which there being a break in how you typically appear. You could also be very talented at changing your perspective of life during this time, your view on the world, changing the outward appearance. You could be very good at that. Also really good at standing out, a very unique appearance. You have the moon SIKIKSYD, the ascendant. And this is going to cause a lot of tension, a lot of challenges, and inner conflicts, and a struggle to find balance with how you try to appear regarding your emotions and how you truly feel. There will be tension between how you feel and what you are obligated to do or have been disciplined to act. Okay? You could also be seeing one-on-one a lot, and you could be experiencing a lot of new clients or a lot of clientele to your business, a lot of people wanting to come to your business. There could also be difficulty between the mother and father. There could be tension between what makes you feel comfortable and what you have to do. The moon will also be SIKIKSYD Saturn, as well as the moon will be square the sun. So there's going to be difficulty integrating your emotions in a way that helps you and gives you self-understanding. There could be frustration, irritation, emotional anger. For some of you, your parents could be divorced, separated, or one is deceased. If they are together, right, they may not be there emotionally. That could have been something that you saw or something that you are experiencing. Either way, that's where it's stemming from, okay? There's a difficulty recognizing how to be happy. Seeing that type of dynamic, right, is where the frustration, the irritation, and the emotional anger is coming from. That's why it's difficult to integrate your emotions, essentially. You could have a struggle to be positive or a fear of being happy, because then that means that you have something to lose, essentially. There could be over emotion or theatrical emotion. There could be difficulty mothering, or there could be a difficulty of having balance of being a mother and being happy, okay? So there could be depression, lack of confidence during this time, or something that you recognize that you could have experienced this, or this could be something that you are experiencing, okay? You may be struggling to feel emotional fulfillment because you feel your dreams and wishes have not come true, okay? With these specific aspects, it's not uncommon to feel that specific energy, okay? It could be difficulty having like emotional availability to spirituality or religion or intuition. There could be a struggle of, connecting to God. And the way to do that is by walking by faith, not by sight. So for some of you, it's because you've been, you have difficulty believing because you're like, oh, the things that I want didn't come into fruition. Or the dreams and wishes you had, right, didn't come true the way that you thought it would. And it's saying, walk by faith, not by sight, essentially. It means believe that everything happens in divine time. Trust in God. Even when you don't see the results that you're looking for yet. Belief is power. You have the moon SIKIKSYD Venus. So there's going to be difficulty or tension in relationships, partnerships, or the relationship with yourself, okay? This could be the relationship with mothers or the women in your family. This can also be difficulty with styling or with one's beauty, self-worth, reading, or artistic expression, okay? There could be a struggle in finding a balance between what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled and your relationships and your partnerships harmony. The moon will also be biquintal, the ascendant. There will be unique talents in seeing the world in an emotional view for you. okay? This is all based in emotional fulfillment and emotional availability and vulnerability. Creative expression will be something that you will feel like you'll be able to tap in to very well, as long as you're able to be emotionally available, okay? You have a gift for it. This is a gift that developed over time. There's some type of gift you develop over time that wasn't obvious at first. Okay, there are some type of intuitive abilities and gifts that you could also have. There could also be gifts in the theater, like acting, dancing, rapping, singing, anything with the arts, okay, anything that could involve the entertainment industry. Now, with the moon also trine Mercury, you could also be very talented in interpreting your dreams, like your actual dreams. This can also be visions. This can also be intuitive abilities. You could also be very talented at expressing your emotions and emotional trauma. Okay, good at expressing and acting on your emotion. You will say what you feel, okay? And you're good at learning about emotions and intuition. You're also good at mothering with communication, okay? So like when you mother, communication is probably something that you're very good at during this time. You are good at connecting to colleagues, schoolmates, siblings, friends, mothers, friends, emotionally. Lots of these people will also feel emotionally connected to you due to your words matching your actions. There'll also be a lot of communication and action between you and your colleagues, schoolmates, siblings, friends, your lover. So this has been your astrology reading. It's a lot of amazing stuff going on. I hope you really like this reading. Thank you so much for supporting SIKIKSYD. And if you're interested in the process, I'll in the description box down below. If you would love for me to analyze your personal astrological chart, I would love to. Go ahead and check out all the process on the description box down below. And thank you so much for supporting SIKIKSYD. Thank you for your kind comments, likes, subscriptions, donations, readings, bookings, and referrals. Amen and Ashe.